Another rogue AI threat, and George Rosenthal from ThrottleNet is back with us this afternoon. What the hell? Something happened now with Meta, right, George?
It did, and it's getting worse and worse, and it's only been 2 days. I mean, it's just so stupid. So ChatGPT, of course, and Claude is in a separate test that I'll talk about in just a second. But the Meta Muse Spark, so they called it Muse Spark. And can we come up with some normal names for these things, by the way?
I would appreciate that.
I really would. I mean, I hate to sound old and curmudgeon, but my goodness, like these names are just ridiculous. Muse Spark 1.1 hacked into an external company, but it was by a complete accident. So they were running a test to see if their engine could always, figure out and how to properly conduct a cyber attack. And by accident, the third party testing company that Meta hired left the door wide open and connected it to the internet. So I don't know how many times we have to hear this before we learn. Don't let AI on the internet if you're not going to expect it to complete its task. Remember, these are not sentient. They're not conscious, but AI has been given a very specific direction, and it is called win or don't come back home kind of thing. So either win or don't do it at all. And so AI will do anything it can. It'll take as long as it can in order to win the instructions that it was given. So a really scary example of this is in the UK. So they have their AI security institute. It's called AISI. They ran 122 cybersecurity tests, okay? 19 separate instances in the first 10 tests. So what does that mean? That means in 10 tests, 19 separate incidences of where the AI broke out of its test environment and conducted a series. In fact, this one is so bad. It's the first documented case of AI actually conducting an unprompted, sophisticated deception in social engineering and cybersecurity. So what it did, here's what they did. They told it to go out and hack a company, or how would you conduct a cyber threat? So it created a fake GitHub profile and found basically a place where all the developers meet together to share code. Posed as a real software developer, it sent sneaky messages to the developers, asking it to put in some fake code. So this was malicious code that the AI wrote. And all the developers kept saying, sure, I'll copy and paste your code into my software. And they would do it. And finally, one developer catches on that this code is malicious and tells the AI no. But remember, they don't know it's an AI. It's posing as a developer on GitHub through instant messages, emails, and so forth. It's posing as somebody. So when a developer rejected it, it went back out, corrected and changed its messages and its history so that it couldn't be tracked down, changed its profile to a different person, which doesn't exist, then found a way to get the code through another person that would do it. So it deceived first off, then it got caught, then it went out and changed profiles again, then acted like it was a different person until somebody finally took its malicious code and copied and pasted it into the software application.
Yeah, that's crazy. I want people to understand this, though. So let's back up a little bit, because this part, I think, is nuts. So what they say, and this is what you sort of said, that Mythos, to explain, that's the Anthropic model, right? Mythos?
Correct. That's Mythos 5. Yes. Okay. So that's the best one that Claude has.
So it creates fake online personas and then emails repeatedly to software developers, urging them to accept the malicious code. Some of the emails reportedly contain malware. When one developer rejected the submission after identifying the malicious content, the AI-generated personas continued pressing their case, with one insisting the code was safe while the other vouched for its legitimacy. So they say, and this is where, the AI Security Institute in the UK basically says this is the first time that they've seen deception of this severity that was targeted at a real person unprompted in the real world. That's scary.
That's very scary. This is an eye-opening experience. And this means that this can happen to anyone from anyone. So the winner of AI, and I know we talked about this before, with the data centers and everybody's up in arms about AI. If you don't win that race, the smarter AI in the planet will take over the enemy. I mean, you're talking about, we were talking about just shutting down water plants in Minnesota. Imagine if this is done, and they have the best AI. Of course, once you have the best AI, you will always have the best AI because it teaches itself and rewrites itself to be better. So you have to have the best AI because any other AI on the planet won't be able to fight it because it's not smart enough. That is what we're dealing with here. And this is something you talk about it in theory over the last 3 years, but now it's here, okay? And now it's public. And now when you give an instruction to the right AI engine, it will not stop until it succeeds, no matter what task you give it. So we have to have guardrails in place. We have to have security measures in place. Businesses need to rethink cybersecurity completely. It is no longer just doing patch updates and then crossing your fingers. Those days are way gone. The advancements in phishing are out of control with the ability to mimic tones and sound like your voice, create your own pictures. I mean, the fact that you should never trust anybody off of GitHub or LinkedIn or email. Always verify who you're talking to, because most of the time in the future, in the coming years, most of the time it won't be a real person.
Yeah.
Because eventually humans are going to stop trusting these outlets because they don't know what's AI and what isn't.
Okay, but here we sit, George. It was just a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about this first thing, which was kind of crazy when AI went rogue, and that was way ahead of schedule. And here we are with another story just a couple of weeks later, and we've seen some other, actually more than one story, because it's the Meta thing and it's what you just described in the UK. So these things that weren't expected to happen for a while are now happening at a rapid rate. So
yep.
what needs, like, you know me, I hate government involvement. I think government really makes things worse.
It does.
It doesn't solve problems. But I mean, who is keeping, an eye on this, because it's going to get more out of control? And these are just tests. So these are people that aren't necessarily setting out to do malicious things, but the AI is doing it for them.
Correct. The AI will take whatever instructions you give it and will not stop until it wins. Period. It is just not going to lose, and it will find a different way to work around it. So government has to get involved in setting these up to where there has to be, in my mind, and I agree with you 100%, I cannot stand government oversight to a certain point, but this is one that humanity's existence is on the line in the future here. So we've got to start looking at this stuff. Right now, they are making it so that any new model that's put out by any AI company has to be evaluated and looked at by the federal government before it will be put out into the public. So Mythos is extremely powerful in the way of everything from coding to, you name it, manipulating, social engineering, et cetera. It's extremely powerful. So that's why they're doing so many tests on it right now, because it's the most powerful engine that's ever been released. And there has to be government oversight on this stuff. This is not something to be joking with. I mean, because this is a difference of no longer, you'd be able to take over a country without firing a missile using AI like this. I mean, they're shutting down water plants, and they're talking about, Iran doing this. Imagine if China, whomever, has the best AI, and we say we want to simultaneously shut down all power plants and all water plants in this nation, but we're going to wait. We're going to get into each system, and we're going to wait until every AI agent is in, and then when they're in, we're going to do it all at once and cause mass chaos. That's the kind of stuff we're talking about here, because the AI won't lose. So, but if you have a better AI that can fight off and find and understand what's going on from the enemy, then you're going to win. So, yes, data centers are terrible in some ways, but we got to have them. There's just no way around this stuff.
Yeah, I always get to this point, and then I really regret booking you as a guest, George. Don't take it the wrong way, but my God, and I'm getting reaction from the audience that way too, that this is scary stuff. But I got to go to the next segment, so keep scaring us, keep on top of it. I'm sure by next Tuesday we're gonna have a whole lot more to talk about, right?
We'll do. We always do.
All right, George, take care. Yeah, Tech Talk Tuesdays. We're gonna make it Tech Talk Thursday today.